we lost our train of thought. It's been about 15 minutes since we cut off. That's just like, right, what was man talking about? But I tell you what came to mind as you were sharing what you were sharing, because you went in and you were just sharing your shit, innit? And just what you've seen, what you've experienced. You went into stuff about the, you know, being isolated, you know, this isolation in your own space, getting away from the ends, the roads, you know, and having time to discover yourself. And your story is fucking like my story, bruv. And although it's weird because I left my ends and I then moved to Hackney. You know what I'm saying? Where man, I tried
more into the hood.
But it was the same sanctuary for me, although I was familiar with Hackney and all the rest of it. It was that isolation, just shit not being on the doorstep, innit? That allows you to just get on with what you've got to get on with doing. But what came to mind when we was talking on this was definitely last week we was talking shit, we was talking slop, yeah, and a term came up, fucking, this is what I'm saying, when you're talking shit, yeah, shit comes out, mate.
Shit comes out.
And we fucking giggled about it for a minute, and it was we got family.
Yeah, I ain't seen one in a hot minute, man. Fucking no, cuz.
Haley,
Right, yeah?
brother Darren. Remember Darren?
yeah, I do.
Well, you might as well give them a cloth or something.
Yeah.
And sit on it.
You can take a chair. Look, the lady can have a chair.
You can take a chair, yeah, lady can take a chair.
Haley didn't even bring out no flipping sheets for us or nothing.
It's not that time.
I thought you had that pattern. Nah.
Ah!
I thought you had that patterned off.
You was coming.
What are you man saying?
Nah, man, just recording some shit for his in the
What, you in the zone?
Spring TV.
Did we catch you in the middle of something?
Yeah. Let's wrap it up though. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna end on this because I was about to say something, and we can end on this.
Let's end on this.
So a couple nights ago, we was talking shit. Oh no, let me get you, brother. I've lost your head, man.
Wait, bringing sexy back for it, bro.
This is what I'm saying, we're going viral.
Down viral, man.
with this,
Got
bro.
Sexy
You know
back
what I
for
mean?
the
Got the
video.
chest out, bare chest.
Alright, bruv, that half a foot again in it would be perfect. Yeah, mate. So we're gonna wrap it up. And yeah, something came out the other day. It was fucking, what was the term? Aggressive mental health.
Yes.
Do you remember that shit?
Yeah, I remember that shit.
So you've got through that, innit? You've got. It sounds like it's something that we coined, but you got through that.
Yeah, 100%.
And what's that about?
Aggressive mental health.
Yeah.
Lord knows how the fuck I came up with that term, but I would say it's about more having mental health and not knowing that you've got mental health. You understand what I'm saying? Because of all the shit I was talking about earlier. And being, you know, from a certain neighborhood or whatever the case may be, and living under a certain lifestyle, having a certain mentality, you don't know that you've got mental health. Because to me, just my experience working, you know, within that field, I know that you might not necessarily know that you've got it or you're going through certain things that is under the brackets of mental health. But then you're aggressive at the same time because you don't know, you know something ain't right. So the way to act on it is to be aggressive and to be standoffish with people that you don't know. And some people might be actually trying to show you love or whatever the case may be, but you're just standoffish because you're thinking, but I don't know you, I don't know what you're on, or what your intentions are. So you're standoffish, and that I would say is an act of aggression as well. You understand what I'm trying to say? Because all it takes is for that one person or that group of people to say the wrong thing, and then automatically you're gonna act aggressively, you know? So it turns into aggressive mental health, and especially with young people, especially, you know, all the work that I've been doing with them, they act out their aggression physically. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Hold on, I'm gonna cut you there, yeah, because as I see that, like, I see some of that aggression.
But that's good aggression.
There you go.
That's controlled aggression.
There you go.
You understand what I'm saying? You know what's crazy? Huh?
I know about mental.
Yeah?
Do you mind being on camera?
She's good on camera.
What do you mean I'm good on camera?
Yeah?
Just in real life.
Baby.
No, but what are you going to say to... But what am I going to say?
Whatever you're saying.
No, I don't want to go. I just worked in mental health.
Go on. And what do you know about mental health then? From your experience. All right, so what is your background in mental health? What do you do in mental
So
health?
I worked as a mental health administrator. And I found that a lot of the patients that they're going for mental illness, and then the medications they were on, they'd have to be on a lot of medication, because one medication would be like to make their mouth water, so they'd have to stop that. Then they'd have another side effect of a medication, so they'd be on another medication to stop that side effect.
Wow. So the medicine being provided wasn't getting to the root of the problem.
Not really.
It's
no.
creating like more problems, basically.
Yeah.
All right. And did you have hands-on experience, or was you in the background? Did you?
I'd go like to the wards to collect their section papers, so I deal with the legal side of it. So I'd have to make sure that patients were actually lawfully detained.
Okay.
And yeah, most of them were, but a lot of the time, like, my thing with mental illness is that if people say that they're seeing things, how do we know that's not true? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They could actually be seeing things. So they're just given medication to stop them feeling like that.
Right.
So you never know. How do you know?
Well, you don't know. And if there's more than enough people saying that they're seeing things and hearing things, and just because you can't see or hear it, like you said, it doesn't mean it's not happening. So are all these people really mad, or are we mad for denying that they're seeing things?
Yeah, and they're just giving them medications, but it makes them have more side effects, which causes them to stay in longer.
All right. I know you're not comfortable being on camera, so I'm not going to keep you on there too long. But what's interesting, is that what we're doing, what this is all documenting, is all to do with actually psychedelics. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with psychedelics, but some of the current research, right, like hot off the press, is suggesting that, not even suggesting, it's proving that psychedelics in therapeutic settings, things like magic mushrooms, even MDMA, ayahuasca, if you're familiar with it, these types of things can be used for mental health benefits. It's actually, all the studies they're doing, it's like working with like 100% of the patients. Like they're coming off their medication, they're not having to go back in most cases, or if they do, it's not as often as they used to, and they could just do this, have this experience once a year, twice a year, and it's working, based on the research that they're doing. They're working with soldiers who are coming back from war, and shell shocked and having PTSD and all that type of stuff. And the research is suggesting that, it potentially could have, therapeutic benefits. What I'm out here doing is basically letting people know, we know this already, because if you look at the people who these plants were actually gifted to back from the ancient times all the way up to now, they're cool people. They don't have anxiety, depression, PTSD and all these things, because it creates a different type of lifestyle. So I'm saying that to say, I don't know how familiar you are with psychedelics, but what are your thoughts about psychedelics and mental health now that I've just brought it up?
Well, I think if there's something, I feel like the government are holding back on a lot of cures for all of these things. But try it and just see what happens. Like, you can't go wrong, can you? What's gonna happen? What's the worst that's gonna happen?
Would you try it?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, do you have mental health problems?
I did have, but I've come.
Yeah, because I think we all have mental health issues in some way or another.
You've got to find that trigger to actually what actually triggers it.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So I'm here to share with you, and I was hoping to get him there to eventually share with you that we both had psychedelic experience and think it's helped. Not even think we know it's helped with our mental health. It's put her in better places so we can do what we've got to do in life, and other places as well where the psychedelics take you. But what we're doing is just documenting people who may not be familiar with psychedelics, especially people of colour, black people, Asian. Like, it's taboo in our communities. Like, when I grew up hearing about psychedelics, it's like a white hippie thing that the white boys kind of got into, but it wasn't something, we done drink and weed and stuff like that. So I just making sure that the survey and the information is getting out to all people that this is what's going on, and we should start having mature conversations about these things, and that, it's that time, it's that season. There's enough research out there suggesting it does, and there's enough old experiences that go back to ancient times that say, this is what we do, this is how we keep ourselves sane. So
unless you try, you're never gonna know.
There you go.